Okay.
I don't know how to sign in chat, so you don't have your chat pulled up on your...
Oh, I could pull it up on here.
Yeah, or on your phone.
Yeah. Welcome to the live. If you're tuning in, it's taking us a minute to just finish getting set up here. There we go. We are up. Thank you to my wonderful husband for spending the last 45 minutes trying to get this ready to go. Hopefully it's easier next time. Alright, I'm just gonna straighten this out for a second. I want to be able to see comments and stuff, so here we are. Okay. Yeah, let me turn this down. Okay. Alright. Like 4 screens later. Here we go. Here we go. Today I'm going to be painting a little landscape with you. And the reference I'm excited about. So our daughter is named Afton after my favorite song, Sweet Afton. Some of you might have heard it. Nickel Creek has a song called Sweet Afton. They're my favorite band. I play the mandolin and I love them. Anyway, they have a song called Sweet Afton that is just the most beautiful song. I love it so much and it just speaks to my soul. Anyway, so we named our daughter Afton after that song. It's also, the words to that song come from a poem about a river in Scotland written by Robert Burns. And anyway, I was trying to think of a good way to use a reference photo for this video because I don't know the legalities of just using somebody's random photo off the internet, and I didn't want to run into issues there, so I thought we could use Google Street View, which I know is also owned by Google, but thought I could use Street View for a reference photo. And where am I going to look first? I'm going to look in Scotland because it's the most beautiful place ever. And so I looked by the River Afton and found this pretty little spot with sheep, and I just think it's so beautiful and made me want to go there immediately. And anyway, we're going to paint this little, you can see a little reference there. Thank you for listening to my spiel about how I came upon this little picture. I'm going to be painting with gouache, so I love this brand, Sui. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it is super smooth and it's just my favorite. I've used other brands. I do have to supplement with yellow because it didn't come with a bright yellow, and some more white because I keep running out. But that's my favorite brand of gouache. I think it's so great. And I've never tried using gouache on a large scale. I just do little small paintings, which I'm fine with. But if anybody's good at using it for big paintings, let me know because maybe someday I will try that. This is a cold press watercolor paper, and I use it's cut into 5x7, and then I just kind of eyeballed it to make it 4x6 with the tape, 1/2 inch on each side. It's probably not perfect, but it's good enough for what I want. So I'm going to be putting it in a 4x6 frame, which I have here. I'm so excited to be launching a snail mail club starting in a few days as soon as I get my act together and make the post. But for the first, I guess for anybody who subscribes to the annual membership, you'll get a frame the first month to put your little paintings in every month when they come in the mail. So I've been working on landscapes for this project, and even though they're landscapes, they are in portrait orientation, but I love it. And yeah, I'm working on my collection of paintings for the mail club. So this hopefully will be one of those. I'm glad that you're hanging out with me, watching me paint. I've never done a live stream like this before. I guess I did one once when I was catching up on some live guest portraits, but I've never done one with just my own paintings. So I'm a little nervous here, but here we are. Feels weird to just kind of be talking to myself. All right, so what I usually start with is the sky. I love that the sky in this is kind of grayish. It's mostly white, a little blue, but it's not a bright blue sky. It's my favorite kind of sky. We did go to Ireland. I've never been to Scotland, but we went to Ireland way too long ago. I want to go back. It was like 8 years ago, but I think about it every day. It was so beautiful. And the sky was always just drizzly rain, and I loved it so much. I live in Arizona, where there's rarely any clouds in the sky, honestly. So I love clouds, and I love rain, and it makes me happy. All right, so I'm gonna start with just a tiny bit of blue. I just put it directly on the paper sometimes because I don't want to deal with the mix that's happening in this palette that I need to wash. I'll mix some of my colors in there, but I'm just going to do this right on the paper, and then mostly white. And then spray it down. And I'm just going to use my biggest, messiest brush. If you hang out with me for any amount of time, you'll know that I'm like the least organized person you've ever met. And my brushes are not clean. And they are usable, but I'm not good at cleaning them until I run out of brushes, and then I have to clean them. All right, it's a good color though. Okay, I'm trying to decide where I want the horizon line. I think I'm gonna do it there. I know like the rule of thirds is always good, but I like to play around with it. It doesn't always have to be thirds, you know? And then it's going to be a little bit of a slope. I don't have, so in front of me, I've cut this reference photo into, I guess I can show you my iPad. If it'll show up. Anyway, that's not a very good picture, but I've made it more of this shape. So I'm not doing the whole thing that you see in that picture at the bottom. Okay, the sky's a little streaky, but it's okay. It's gonna dry different than it looks right now because there's a lot of water going on. And then we're gonna paint clouds anyway, so we can leave those streaks and not overdo it, especially because this brush is getting brush hairs out of it. I want to like start planning a time to do these lives, and I can give a heads up that I'm going to be doing them. But the thing is, I have 4 kids, and bedtime looks a little bit different every night, and so it's kind of hard to plan on when they're going to be asleep and when we're going to be able to have time to set this up. Okay, another thing about the Sui gouache is the greens tend to lean a little more blue than I like. If that works for you, that's great, but I like them to be more warm blues. And so I did get another green. Funny story about this green is I didn't check the size of it. It was the same price as the small paints, so I just assumed it was like this size. But here I am with enough green to last me the rest of my life, so good thing I like this color, right? Okay, this one I am going to put in my palette because it's just too much. I don't want to destroy my paper with it. Okay, spray that down. Okay, so I kind of just like to block out the colors. I'm not going to do a lot of like darks and lights right now. I'm just putting in the green, like the grass in the sky, and then I'll go in and fill in all the details later. Some people, when they paint, like, they just have magical smooth brush strokes that look fantastic, and I think I paint like a little kid sometimes. I just fill in the space, and then I fill it in some more, and then I just kind of work with it until it looks good. But that's okay. There's not really any rules here, right? We're working towards the end product, and I like how they turn out usually, so the process always looks great. think I did too much slope. So I really want to put the sheep in this painting, but I don't think I've ever painted sheep. So we'll see if I get brave enough to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to use that cooler green. Actually, okay, maybe I'm going to put some yellow in first and then come back to that cool green. This yellow, I think, actually, yeah, I'm going to do this one. This is, what is this? Okay, this is Winsor & Newton Permanent Yellow Deep. Thought I would like this color more, but it's not my favorite, but it'll do. Okay. Some more warm in there. If you're watching, I'd love to hear more about you. If you paint, like what mediums do you use? What subjects do you like to paint? I want to hear about you. If you have a YouTube channel, I want to check it out. What you do. Okay, I like that we've got like a warm spot there. We're gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna go over it a million times probably, but I'm gonna come in now with the darker green. Just gonna put some of this down here. And then we're also, well, I'll come back. I'm gonna do some right there at the horizon line where the distant trees are. But this is gonna be more for like the close, like little shrubs. And this will blend in more. It's like kind of weird. I do live painting, so I'm used to people watching me, I guess, but I also stress about it because I feel like my process is just my own. I don't know if other artists feel that way too. Like, it feels like there's rules that you should follow, and I don't. So, I don't know. It's a little scary to see someone watch, but it's alright. Okay, so we've got a tree there, and then like a few little. This is when it's nice to have a brush that is all messed up because it kind of makes good tree shapes, right? Okay, I'm gonna just wipe that a little bit and then get more of that color mixed into here. I'm always trying to find a good mix of like blendy and kind of bolder strokes. Like, I don't want them to mix so well. I like being able to see the brush strokes and make it look loose, but at the same time, blending feels so good. Yeah, I think the easiest way to give a landscape depth is to use more saturation, brighter colors in the front. I need to add some more yellows and stuff, but then as it goes back, it's going to get less saturated, more dull and lighter as it goes to the back, and that'll help it have more depth to it. It might help to use like this green towards the back. See. too much paint on the paper, but it's alright. I love gouache so much because like you can work with it. It's not as quick drying as acrylic, and you can respray it, and you can just keep playing with it until it looks how you want, and I love that. Sometimes acrylic, I feel like the more I work with it, like the more it dries and gets cakey, and it's harder to work on top of like thick layers. But gouache doesn't get too thick, and at least with the amount of paint that I typically use, it doesn't get too thick. Okay, now we're gonna put some of this yellow up here. I also think it's good to use, even though we're using different greens and yellows and everything, I think you do want to use them throughout the painting. Even putting like a little bit of that blue from the sky into the grass helps the whole thing look more cohesive. Okay, now it looks like we need more yellow back here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That was looking a little bit too cool. I just love warmth in my paintings. Warmth and rainy skies. I don't know if those go together, but we make them go together. Okay, I'm really liking where this is going, and I'm afraid if I add too much, it's gonna get crazy, and I'm gonna ruin like the simplicity of it. I'm just gonna add a little more yellow and probably leave it alone. I know this isn't exactly like that picture, but I think when you're using a reference photo, it's good to just, I mean, it doesn't need to be exactly the same. That's the fun part. I like to use it like a base to start off of, and then as I go, I kind of say, oh, I like how this part turned out, and just leave it how it is. There's no reason it has to look just like that. Okay. Kind of want a few more like yellow. That's too much. Okay. Too much. Alright, what I was trying to say is I want some more yellow blocky shapes, I guess. Okay, love this. It's making me happy. I think this needs a little more clarity. I've buried those little trees or bushes right there, so bring those out again. And something about just an open field, open sky. That's all you need. I could leave it here and be fine. Okay. Except for I'm not adding like flowers. I have a really hard time because I love them. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do the clouds. Up till a little bit ago, I was not confident painting clouds, and I'm still learning. But I found a way to do it that I like. So here's what I'm gonna do. I have my white paint somewhere in this mess. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay. Maybe I should make sure first that trying to decide if I want to change the color of the sky to be a little darker first. I think I'm gonna leave it, and the white's gonna help it out. Okay. So what I do is just kind of vaguely make the cloud shape directly with the paint. And then that's going to be the brightest part of the cloud is the top. So then I just work down from there to make the rest of the cloud. I'm nervous doing this live. I usually rework my clouds so many times. See how this goes. I didn't add any water. That will help, but I don't want to add too much because it's going to mess up the whole sky if I do. Okay. Okay, so this is also the beauty of gouache, because now the blue is getting wet, mixing in with the cloud and giving it that like shadow on the bottom part, and then the highlights are on the top. Okay, question is, do I make the cloud reach all the way to the ground? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, and if I hate it, then I will change it. I can't decide if that was a good choice. I don't have enough people watching live to tell me what to think about my decision here. Okay. Just gonna have to go with it. I think this cloud is looking a little too diagonal. I'm thinking too hard about it. That's the beauty of clouds, is like sometimes they look perfect, but sometimes they don't, and I don't know. It's hard to not think too hard about it. Okay, that looks actually better. I'm going to add some more highlights though, so it has like little fluffs in here, like that. I've watched so many videos about how to paint clouds, and I just can't. This is the only only thing that's worked for me. I guess if you're doing watercolor, one way to make it look good, which I can't show you right now, but if you paint just the blue in the sky and just leave cloud parts white, that does look pretty cool too. Because that gives it some more organic shapes just from the water. Okay, now my problem is that I think I had some green on my brush or something, and there's like some green right there. You probably can't see it in the video. I want green in my cloud. Okay, this cloud looks like I want to jump in it. That's great. What is happening? Okay, that was my phone giving me a dust storm alert. Like I said, we love rain here, so like when we get those alerts, we're just excited about it. Hopefully everyone's safe, but most of the time it's not actually that dangerous, as long as you're not driving in it. Okay. I probably should stop. I'm not going to. Now, man. I'm looking too hard at it. Like, how do you just let things be? This is the hardest part as an artist, is knowing when to stop and just leave it alone. Because nobody else is gonna look at that the way I do. Okay. Alright. I'm also like trying a little smidgen of white up here. Yeah, I'm going to. Oh, I don't know really. Let's get a brush and it's tainted. Okay. I'm gonna ruin everything. Okay, I think it's cool actually. It's giving a little more definition. Okay. We can't be scared of ruining things. Gotta just keep going. What are you thinking here? Did I ruin this cloud shape? Tell me to stop. Okay. What do I? Okay. I like the fluffiness that's happening there, and it's not happening here. Okay. Be fluffy. Be fluffier. Probably losing everyone now. They're like, she doesn't know what she's doing. Okay. Just adding fluff and highlights. Okay, but now, yeah, now this corner is gonna be all weird. Just trying to decide if it's a cloud or not. Okay. This is just blue. Okay. All that sky is drying. It's gonna look so different because this is too much water over here. Okay. Should I attempt the sheep? Or do I leave it because I like the grass a lot? I think I want to try them. I'm scared that I'm doing this. Fine, but there's only a couple people watching, so. Okay, I'm gonna actually, how cute is this? Okay, the gouache color, where'd it go? The yellow that comes in this set, I can't find it. And it's actually called lamb's ear. Oh, there it is. I didn't put the lid back on. Okay, I hope it's not all dry. Can't even see the color. But it's this light yellow. It actually looks like the color of the sheep. Oh, I'm nervous to put the sheep in here. But I want to. Okay, well, I might end the live here if the sheep go poorly. Thank you for watching. Then you will know that it was a bad choice. But if you want to keep watching, and if the sheep go well, I'm going to keep this going. Here we go. Actually, I don't know if I can go back and cut this short. It's probably like all or nothing. Okay, this is how messy I am. I am putting this paint because there's nowhere on my palette that looks like a good spot for it. I'm putting it directly on my brush. Do other people do that ever? I'm doing. Okay. Okay, it's just a sheep. How hard can it be, right? So the blob of white. Okay, worst case, if they look bad, I'm just gonna blend them into the grass and pretend like they never happened. Okay, best case, we have some sheep. Ooh, I can hear the dust storm outside. Where the foot sheep go? Head. That's the tricky part, I think. It's not looking great. It's not looking great. Because how do you paint a grazing sheep? I don't know. Okay. There's one. We'll come back and work on her later. Let's do another one over here. The thing is, I think that this paint needs to find a place on my palette so I can mix it with water. These look like little hieroglyphics. The dust storm is actually getting kind of crazy. Can I fix them? They're not like terrible. Okay. I want them to work. Oh, thanks for commenting. You guys are great. Thanks for watching and encouraging my sheep experimentation. Okay, so some of them are going to be a little tiny specks, which will be easier. I'm going to put it on my palette. I found a little spot. I'm going to put some water so it's a little easier to paint with. Dry paint was just not doing it. Okay. Just put a little sheep right here. Partly also this yellow is like feels so bright. Okay. But I think if I can mix in some browns, it might look a little better. If you're just joining, I've never painted sheep, so like thanks for being here. Okay, I was wondering what to use. I'm a new subscriber. Thank you. Thanks for subscribing. You're so sweet. I'm using gouache paint. I really like this brand called Gouache, and yeah, it's similar to a lot of people know it is, but if you don't, it's kind of a mix between watercolor and acrylic paint. It's the best way to describe it. You can rework it with water, which is really nice. So like if I don't like these sheep, I'm just gonna spray over them and blend them in with the grass. Thank you again for subscribing. That's so nice. This is also my first live stream, so I feel a little nervous. Okay. I don't know about these. They look a little bit better on the screen because they're small, but I think yeah, I'm gonna try to blend some brown or green with them so they don't stand out quite so much from the grass. It's probably what they need is just some grass to like cover their feet a little bit. When we did go to Ireland, it really is like this. Like, there's just beautiful sheep grazing everywhere. It's just so peaceful. So pretty. I also feel like this is too central. I'm not sure what I was thinking there, but I feel like I need to add another sheep, like, over here. Maybe... Oh, thanks for loving the sheep. Maybe just on this hill. Maybe putting a couple back here will help. I don't want them to look so centered. That was too big. Too big. Okay. I'm just gonna use my finger. These specks back here. You can see their sheep, but they're not taking over. Okay. Yeah, that helps a little bit. And then, yeah, if I was good at painting them, I would do one bigger here that you could see better, but I'm too nervous about that. I don't know. Maybe I could. Maybe I could do it. Zoom in on my reference and see if... Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, because... see what happens. See how, because there's water now, it's kind of blending with the green, kind of making it a little more transparent, which honestly is not a bad thing right now because I don't want them to stand out so much, and I can add the highlights with thicker paint later. What kind of, are you a painter? Kim J. Do you like to paint, or are you an artist, or just, I don't know, let me know. Okay. I'm gonna spend like an hour painting these sheep. Okay. So this is where I would usually do flowers because they add just excitement to the grass. But this will be good if I can get a sheep painting to switch it up in my landscape squad. Be a good thing to have in the collection. Storm is crazy. I don't know if you can hear it in the video. We say crazy storm. We don't, yeah. In Arizona, our crazy storms are like, we had one tree branch fall off. You know, it's not like anything to be frightened about. We just get excited when we have any kind of weather that's not straight sunshine. Going well. Just not. I like that it's kind of just the vague idea of a sheep, but like I feel like it's sticking out too much from the rest of the painting. Kind of looks like a coward pig. Okay. I'm gonna go back in with some water and some brown on the sheep. See if that helps a little bit. Okay. So what I'm gonna do I'm just gonna wet my paintbrush. My goal here is to make these shapes a little more suggestive and less sharp. That one looks like a bear. Okay, these background ones I'm not too worried about. You don't really have to know what's happening there. You have to shoot, right? Okay, these two especially are just, I don't know guys. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. That's a good choice. I'm gonna have my paintbrush wet. This guy to be part of the grass. And the grass is going to change, yes. Stopped the video and left it where it was happy and beautiful. That is more entertaining than seeing myself, right? Okay. I'm gonna put a little more yellow there. Cover that up. Tiny touch of it. The later it gets, the more I'm just making bad decisions here. Okay. Alright. Confidence. Confidence is key. Painting is fun. You can make mistakes. Okay. Should I put another sheep there? I'll let that dry first before I make that choice. This one too. This one's, I feel like that one can be redeemed. Some brown maybe. Help me with them. Okay. It's too much brown. Okay. Where to put the brown? We're gonna put the brown on the little tummy there. And Okay, maybe it's helping. Maybe. The head's supposed to be like behind the legs here, but can't really tell. Now it's a little bit of a bison shape. I'm overthinking it. It's fine. But I do need to kind of fix that little head. Sorry to my husband who didn't get to hang out with me because I'm spending too long trying to figure out how to paint tiny sheep. Okay, now we're talking. What we needed was just some green to help them out. Now we are talking. Wumble like a dog? I don't know what kind of animals these are. These are the things like when you're looking at a painting, you don't think that was hard to paint, but it kind of is. Okay, alright. That's okay. That's gonna work. Okay, this one, and that as well. Just kind of fix that. There we go. There we go. Oh, thank you. Yes, happy accidents. These sheep are just, well, happy accidents. Okay, the brown I think is helping, and then the green going back in like to clean up the outline. I think that helped too. Okay, and then the head should be a little darker than the body, I think. That's how sheep work, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that helps too. Okay, I'm liking the sheep. Took me a minute, but now I'm happy I did them. Okay, that's cute. That one looked like a sheep now. It's funny how the tiniest little brush strokes can make such a difference. Okay. Yay. Add a little more yellow highlight. Realize my arm is blocking this, but okay, much better. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of brown to these background sheep. Especially because they're in the background, they shouldn't look quite as bright. This one is very much a blob. I need some green there to fix this. Okay. Now do I do another sheep where I took away the old one? Probably should, because I think it needs that just to balance things out. To that one now. I don't know, I listen to lots of different things when I'm painting. I think acoustic music is fun to listen to just because I feel like I get to kind of go into a different world for a little bit when painting a place like this. I started a book last week when I was painting. It's called My Husband's Wife. I think it's pretty popular right now. It's kind of a mystery book, and we have like a shared Libby app with some friends, and somebody else had checked it out. And so I was listening to it, and then I was like halfway through, and it had like 2 weeks left before it had to be turned in. But then whoever checked it out returned it. And so now I'm just starting to know what happens in this book, and I have to wait again for it to come back. But if you're watching, let me know what good books you've been reading or listening to. It's been a while since I found one that like has intrigued me enough to listen. I do a lot of podcasts though, and music, and then just like other artists YouTube channels too. Okay, I should leave this one. I think she looks good now. It's easy to just keep going and lose track of time and forget that I do need to sleep tonight. Okay. I'm just seeing this question. All right, what do my kids think? And have I ever created artworks with my kids? Thank you for the questions. Oh, thanks for being here. My kids, I think they think I'm like, I don't know. They think I am like a more professional artist. Like I am a professional artist, but I think they think that's like a big job for me. It's very much part-time right now, but I'm glad they think it's cool. And they love art too, which is so fun. They love their art class at school, and their art teacher loves them, and I love seeing all the fun things they make there. And I don't know if you mean like artworks with them in it or artworks with them. We paint together, but I have 4 kids. The oldest is 9, and then I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old and a 10-month-old. And so in this stage of life, it is hard to do things together because the baby and toddler are not into making art right now. They're into destroying the house and hurting each other. So it's a little tricky to find time to do stuff with my kids. I have to do it like after they all go to sleep. But I'm hoping in the coming years we'll get back into making stuff together because it's so fun to do with them. And then I also do have some paintings that I've done of my kids or me with them, and I'm hoping to do more of those too, like motherhood paintings. Thanks for joining in. If you just got here, this is a little scene from Scotland that I found on Google Maps. And sheep are just such a peaceful animal, and I've never been to Scotland. I've been to Ireland though, and like you can just drive around and see. It just looks like this everywhere. Like everywhere you look is just breathtakingly beautiful and peaceful. And yeah, I'm working on paintings I'm starting a mail club, and I have almost everything ready for it. So in the next few days, I'll be actually launching it and letting people sign up. But it's called the Little Landscapes Club, and every month you can get a little tiny landscape in the mail along with a poem and a little letter from me, and just hopefully some inspirational things. And then like the first month will come with a frame like this, so you can put your monthly paintings in the frames. And anyway, you don't have to sign up, but I'm talking about it because that's what these paintings are for. They're for my Little Landscapes Club. And so I've been doing a lot of landscapes lately for that. And I'm really excited to get it going now. It's a project I've been thinking about all year, but again, I had a baby last October, so and preoccupied that first year of baby's life. I feel like you just can't expect too much of yourself. It's kind of survival mode. Especially with the toddler too. It's a lot. It's a fun time, but it's a lot. Okay, this one I'm trying to make it look like we're kind of seeing more the front of the sheep. I'm not sure if it actually comes across that way. Hmm. Hopefully. Just kind of adding dots of yellow and brown until it looks how I think it should look. If you hear, I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, but I live in Arizona and there's a dust storm happening and it's like really loud. I don't think we've had a storm this big all year. So it's exciting for us because we love storms. Okay, I think this one's gonna need some green to go around and redefine the shape of it. So I'm gonna use my green color here. This is turning out to be much longer because I should have thought about how long the sheep would take, but I'm happy they're working. Thanks for like watching me experiment with this. I think if I wasn't live, I probably would have given up on them. So this is good for me to have some accountability on these sheep. I don't really have a reference for this looking forward sheep. So hopefully it kind of looks like it should. Kind of. Okay, I'm liking it. I am liking this. I'm happy with how it's turning out. Okay, flowers. There are some tiny, tiny flowers in this field in the picture. Should I add them or should I leave it alone? I'm gonna add, okay, this spot's looking like a little too cool, so I might add some more yellow there. My yellow. And then, like I said, I like to kind of incorporate all the colors kind of throughout, and I haven't added any blue to the grass, but I feel like that can help it. I keep forgetting that yellow comes out way too fast. So I'm just gonna dab that, and there we go. Much better. Choose a different brush. Not that one. Okay. All right. That helps. Okay, I'd be surprised now if the storm is not being caught on the camera. Or on the microphone, I mean. Okay, well, now I have like this weird kind of outliner on the sheep. It's not what I was going for. Okay, that's better. Whenever I am just not liking a painting, I feel like adding some highlights, yellow or white, like it just can go a long way to make it look better. But I do like this one, and so I need to stop adding too much. I think the simplicity is what's good about this one. Okay. Here comes the rain now. Okay, I think what I like about this yellow too is that it can kind of be kind of suggested wildflowers. So I'm not, the flowers in the picture, I think there's some yellow and some white. But I think if I were to paint them in, I think because there's already sheep for like size reference, if I were to add flowers here, it would look really off. They would look way too big. So I think having the yellow kind of gives the impression of flowers without actually trying to paint them in. I'd love to in future live videos, possibly for it, like take requests for locations that you've been to or that you want me to paint that you think are pretty, and we can kind of explore Google Maps together, Google Earth, until we find a good reference to paint from. Okay, I might be adding too much yellow now. Go back to a little more green. Actually, yeah, that'd be a bad choice. I was thinking about adding some of this, like, or some white, but I think I would be competing with the sheep, and I don't want to do that. So let's put in, yeah, where's the green? I'm probably way gonna overwork this. I need to stop and leave it alone. Okay, I am going over the sheep a little bit because I want it to kind of blend into the background. Okay, this is just to make those yellow spots not look so well defined. Okay, but I need to be done. Need to move on with the night. Okay. Sometimes I think that's kind of a superpower of being a mom is like you get used to not having very much time. So then when you do have time, like you gotta work under pressure, and it can be good to have a time constraint because I could just keep reworking this forever if I had more time. Since I don't, it's like, okay, we're gonna be done and move on. And done is better than perfect. I am a huge believer of that. I would never finish anything if I was trying to be perfect. Okay, now let's go over. I covered that sheep too much, so I'm gonna fix that, and then I think I might be done here. Oh yeah, the blue. Do I want to add blue? Maybe. I'm undecided now. Now my yellow paint's dry. Okay, just a tiny, tiny bit here. Ooh, do you live in the Philippines? That's another place that would be so pretty to go, and I'm sure there's beautiful places there to paint. Yes. If you have any like good reference pictures, you should send them my way. I would love that. Or just a location and I can look it up and see if I can find a good spot on the map. Okay. Yay. Oh, this one actually needs a little blending too. But probably with green. I'm almost done, I promise. I keep saying I'm almost done and then I just keep seeing more things I want to fix. Okay. All right. Okay, I think I'm gonna be done there. Oh wait. Of course, there's another spot. Okay. Like this corner here is I didn't kind of neglected that. So let's fix that up. And then we get the lovely part of taking off the tape. That's the best. I still feel like that sheep is just standing out. Okay. Here we go. Are we ready for this? I was going to add a little bit of blue into the grass just to blend it with the sky a little bit. Where's my blue? Oh yeah, I didn't put it on my palette, so I'm gonna. Okay, here's the thing. So on my messy palette that needs to be washed, I I love gouache because I can leave this and I can paint with it again, and the paint doesn't get wasted. So I have this section of blue and white. I'm gonna respray that because I just want like the tiniest bit of this light blue, and I'm going to add just some little teensy bits to the grass. Might regret this too. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, like that. For some reason, I feel like that just kind of helps pull everything together with the sky. Like nobody else would probably notice, but just makes it more cohesive. Okay, I don't want to do too much. I do want it to be like really subtle. Okay, I think I might have done a little too much, but I'm gonna go back in once again, smudge some green over there, and then we will actually take the tape off. Might have been better before this. I don't know, but that's what happened. And I'm gonna run with how it is now. This is when we wish there was a like undo button, like if it was a digital piece of art. It's not. It's okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I wish I hadn't done that. Okay. I like the little bit of blue. I just did too much of it. Okay. My husband's probably watching this and being like, you should stop now. You finish. Okay, but now I have to fix what I did. I'm being way too picky. I think these little spots of like light and dark in the grass just help it look more like grass. Okay. Okay. Are we done? Are we done? Are we ready to call it good? Okay, I think I'm ready. I know this corner is kind of bright, and your eye might just go straight there. Okay. Here we go. Here goes the tape. Okay, I lied. There's a little white speck. Thanks for being patient with me if you're watching this. Oh, you just started with gouache. Yay. It's seriously just like makes painting so fun. I was doing digital art for a really long time, and then I wanted to do traditional, but acrylics and oils can be like intimidating and time consuming, and especially when I just am working in such small pockets of time that I have to stop and start. Gouache is perfect for that. And it's just so like low pressure. Okay. This grass has been reworked too many times. And I'm gonna stop right there. Okay. There we go. There we go. Here comes the tape. Oh, and when I'm doubting myself, then I take the tape off and I'm happy. When it just makes it look complete, you know? Oh yay, I'm so excited for this painting to be part of the Landscapes Club. What a Landscapes Club. Oh yay! I'm so happy about this. It's done. Thanks for watching and cheering me on as I worked through this the sheep. I'm really happy that I kept working on it and I like how they turned out. And now I can paint sheep in more paintings, and yay, now I have this little painting of a spot near the River Afton that my daughter's named after. And now it's going to be part of my little Landscapes Club. If you watch in the coming week, I will talk about how I set up the mail club, and hopefully, yeah, you can learn more about what I'm doing there. But thank you so much for joining in. Nice to kind of meet you guys. Okay, I'm just reading these last comments. Acrylic paint user. Okay, so I actually haven't done anything to preserve these, and I should, but I'm pretty sure you can just use like the same varnish that you use for acrylic paint. If I'm wrong on that, I'm sorry, you might want to fact check me. But I plan to just spray them with the same varnish that I use for my other paintings. And yeah, the ones so far I've just put in frames and I haven't done anything to them. But I should look and figure out what to do. All right. Thank you so, so much. That meant so much to me to have people watching on my first landscape live stream. You guys are awesome. And I hope that you have a wonderful night wherever you are, or day. I don't know what time is it in the Philippines. But thanks for hanging out with me. See you later. That took me forever. Oh, I thought I stopped.